Advocate Nelson Chamisa exposed Mnangagwa and Tshabangu alleged power game behind parliament recalls. Advocate Nelson Chamisa alleged that President Emerson Mnangagwa are working together with the parliament speaker Jacob Mudenda and Tshabangu engineered a political process that led to the removal of elected opposition representative from parliament. Kusangana kwatinoita zvakare pana YouTube channel yenyu Magaba News patinobata nhau dzinenge dzichiitika munyika yedu yeZimbabwe. Tingokurudzirana kana uri mutsva ndiwo mukana wekubaya button rakanzi subscribe nekutena notification bell. Today we have a news from Advocate Nelson Chamisa, a former Triple C leader. Vouya vakanangana nebato reZANU-PF. Iko zvino Advocate Nelson Chamisa veruzhinji vaiti Advocate Nelson Chamisa sei hamuchanyanya kutaura zvematongero enyika ende muchiudza ZANU-PF chokwadi. Asi panguva ino iri kuitwa chiitiko cheCup 3 kuparlamendi, vaAdvocate Nelson Chamisa vouya vachiudza chokwadi ZANU-PF chavanga vasati vamuiudza ZANU-PF. Apo vaAdvocate Nelson Chamisa voudza vaMnangagwa kuti vaMnangagwa vaitamba power game vaitamba navaShabangu inova pakaitwa engineer illegal recalls zvanga zvisiri pamutemo, izvo zviri kunzi zvanga zviri mumaoko eZANU-PF kuti igokwanisa kutora a fraudulent 2/3 majority muparliament. Zvinova zviri kunzi hazvisi mubumbiro remutemo zvakare. So vaAdvocate Nelson Chamisa votaura vachiti Tshabangu haana chaanga anacho, anga angoriwo mushandi co-actor aishandiswa pascript reZANU-PF rekutora people's voice. So ndo zvakaitika apa. Ende vaAdvocate Nelson Chamisa mutsamba yavo vatsanangura vachiti hapana zeki payaibvumira party candidate ubvumirwa pasina party constitution. Ende vari kutaura vachiti vaJacob Mudenda vaitoziva kuti Triple C yanga ine constitution ende vanga varimo muTriple C constitution vaJacob Mudenda, asi vakaignora zvese izvi zvichiitwa naShabangu. So according to news, mashoko anova ari mashoko auya navaAdvocate Nelson Chamisa ndiwo atauya takabata aripo pascreen ari kubuda achiziviswa zvichinzi izvo Nelson Chamisa alleged Mnangagwa and Mudenda and Tshabangu worked together to reshape parliament. Zimbabwe political debate has intensified after former Triple C leader Nelson Chamisa made explosive allegations regarding the parliamentary recalls that dramatically changed the country's political landscape. In a strong-worded statement, Chamisa said that the recall carried out by Sengezo Tshabangu were never simply about internal opposition disputes. Instead, he claimed they were part of a carefully planned political strategy designed to alter the balance of power in parliament. Chamisa wrote, it was about ED power games. ED worked with Tshabangu to engineer legal recalls that ultimately ended ZANU-PF a fraudulent 2/3 majority, a parliamentary majority, in a clear violation of both the law and democratic principles. According to Chamisa, many Zimbabweans initially failed to understand the bigger picture behind the recall. He urged that attention was diverted towards debate about the Triple C structures while a broader political agenda was unfolding behind the scene. He said, unfortunately, when the recalls began, many failed to recognize that this was part of a long-planned strategy orchestrated by ED. Chamisa rejected claims that the recalls were justified because the Triple C lacked a constitution or a formal party structure. He maintained that such arguments were misled and intended to create a narrative that would justify the removal of elected representatives. In his statement, Chamisa declared it was never about the claims that the Triple C lacked a constitution or a formal structure. In Zimbabwe, you cannot submit a party candidate to ZEC without a party constitution. The opposition leader went further, alleging that the key institutions were aware of the existence of a Triple C constitutional document. According to Chamisa, Parliament and Mudenda were in portions of Triple C constitution but chose to ignore it on the instruction from his ZANU-PF boss. He added that the recall ultimately weakened democratic representatives and create a condition that benefit the ruling party. Chamisa also criticized some individuals who celebrate the recall at the time. He suggested that political disagreement with him causes some people to overlook what he believed were serious consequences for the country's democracy. He stated some individuals driven by their disagreement with Nelson Chamisa celebrated the recall, unaware that they were in fact celebrating the erosion of democracy and the weakening of our nation. The former Triple C leader linked those events directly to current political development, including debates surrounding constitution amendment and the governance issue. Chamisa said the foundation for the current constitutional amendment agenda was laid in 2023 through those engineered and unlawful recalls. Despite his criticism of recent political events, Chamisa is that Zimbabweans not to lose hope. He called on citizens to remain committed to democratic participation and constitutional governance. In his closing remarks, he emphasized that the struggle for change is coming and continuing. However, all is not lost. The real struggle lies ahead. Chamisa added that Zimbabwe must continue fighting for what he described as a citizen government that reflects the aspiration of people. The future of our country depends on the determination of its citizens to defend voice, agency, and fundamental rights. His comments are likely to spark fresh debate across Zimbabwe political spectrum as discussion continues over parliament constitutional reforms and the country's democratic future. Well, supporters viewed his remarks as an explosion of how political power was consolidated. Critics are expected to challenge his claim and interpretation of the event surrounding the recall. What remains clear is that the controversy around the Tshabangu recalls continues to shape Zimbabwe political conversation, with questions about representation, constitutionalism, and democratic accountability remain at the center of the national debate. So ndo mashoko ari kubva kuna vaadvocate Nelson Chamisa. So veruzhinji vari kusimbisa kumashoko avaadvocate Nelson Chamisa vachiti exactly president ED and Tshabangu were never opponents. They were co-actors in a script to steal the people's voice. There no constitution narrative was just cover. We all know institutions like Zimbabwe Electoral Commission do not work on the basis of narratives. They heard the constitution but choose to throw it away. The fight for a citizen government continues, and we, the citizen, will not rest until the people's mandate is respected. Advocate Nelson Chamisa vakareply vakati 100%. And also other wakati, what we are dealing with now are effects of 2023. ZANU-PF laid foundation to this using some of our comrades. However, a pop mure Zimbabwe ndo mashoko ari kutaurwawo neveruzhinji. Vamwe vakati how come you can write your name in full a comrade but can't bring yourself to say Emerson Mnangagwa. So vanhu vari kutaurawo vachiti pamusoro pechitiko ichi vari kuti Nelson Chamisa vanenge vari kutaurawo chokwadi, sezvo chitiko chakaitika in 2023 ndo chitiko chakaita kuti kwanga kuchitori kupasiswa kwecab 3 yavo vaitoziva kuti tikaita dhiri naVashabangu yekuti maMPs abviswe muparliament tipe ZANU-PF nzvimbo yakanyanya, tichapa naro kumacitizen emunyika yeZimbabwe kwatinoziva kuti uku hatiwane support, toenda naro muparliament mune mamembers eZANU-PF. Ndo pamuri kuona kuti ZANU-PF pacab 3 yavo muparliament vasi kutoda kutoti itore nguva ichitaurwa muparliament. Vari kuti ndaitwe faster, within a week inofanira yatopera, maMPs atovhota, zvinhu zvatopasiswa. What's your take on this issue? What's your take on this news? Ndidzo nhau dzatakabata, ndizvo zvimwe zviri kuitika munharaunda nemunyika yedu yeZimbabwe. Ndikutenda nekutsigira YouTube channel yenyu yeMagaba News.